Good evening and welcome to another edition of the HGP Sport. For today, Monday, July 22nd, I am Stanford Howard. Thanks for joining us. Making the cast this evening in women's under-20 football. Guyana women's football make history, qualifying for the final round of 16, winning 4 matches in a row to register for the prestigious championship match next February. The details in this Jaden Samuels report.
Making a clean sweep of Group A in the CONCACAF Women's Under-20 Championship, Guyana finished its last game on 12 points with St. Lucia in second on 9. Playing their final group game against Suriname, the Lady Jags saved their best performance for last, dominating with authority, ending the match 3-1. Watched by a small but vociferous crowd, Tiandi Smith extended her good showing against St. Lucia, finishing the back of the net in the 6th minute, much to the appreciation of the local fans, inclusive of President of the Guyana Football Federation, Wayne Ford and company. Minute 51 was the timing for Guyana's second goal, this time after being awarded a corner and wasting no time. Niles Rowe's exquisite passing was converted into the goal, compliments of Tori de Nobrega, who did not disappoint, evading the keeper to make it 2. Captain Brian Desser added much flair, scoring from just outside the box, erasing any possible hope Suriname was mustering up. Meanwhile, Bermuda closed out on a high with their second win in 4 matches, while Antigua and Barbuda lost all 4 of their games. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
Sparta Boston Tiger Bay secures quarterfinal spot in the Georgetown Guinness Greatest of the Streets Championships. Here are the details.
History was made on Saturday night as fans turned out to the Burling Tarmac to see teams kick it out for a place in the quarterfinals of the Georgetown Guinness Greatest of the Streets Championships. But fans of the defending champions' goal is money were greatly disappointed when they fell via penalties to Broad Street. Broad Street held firm while Gold is Money wavered and gave their rivals a 4-3 victory on sudden death penalties. On night 2 of the group stage round, Tiger Bay dominated All Boys Town B in Group C and booked their quarter-final spot with a win, 4-0. Sparta Boss run out 4-1, winners in their Group B fixture against Charlotte Street. Early in the night, LA Ballers recorded their second successive victory in Group A with a come-from-behind 2-1 win over John Street. The 8 teams which failed to advance from the group round will contest the Guinness Plate Championship. The winning team will collect 500,000 Guyana dollars and the championship trophy, with second, third, and fourth place finishers copying 300,000, 200,000, and 100,000 respectively, with their corresponding trophies. They will also earn automatic entry into the national championships in August. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard.
Defending female champions Charleston Secondary ousted by New Campbellville. Dolphin and Carmel Secondary boys moved to the semi-finals of the Exxon Boys and Girls Under-14 football competition. Samuel Gillis files this report.
As the competition winds down in the girls' division in the semi-final round, patrons were able to witness young talent on display at the weekend. In the first semi-final match, New Campbellville took the defending champs Charlestown, but it was Brianna Solomon who netted a double in the first half of the game to give New Campbellville the edge they needed in the 17th and 25th minute. When the second half resumed, Charlestown regrouped and came out with intent, netting 2 goals of theirs from Shania East, with a double in the 39th and the 15th minute. It was Adams in the 45th minute of the game that sealed the victory and solidified New Campbellville's spot in the finals. In the next semi-final game, East Rumvelt left Tocqueville girls in the dust with a 2-0 win. Goals came from Keisha Jones in the 15th minute and Shaquana Wright in the 46th minute. While over in the boys' division in the quarter-final round, Queenstown won 3-2 on penalty after a heated game in the first quarter-final at the weekend. After full and extra time, through 3-all with Marianne Academy. Carmel Secondary stunned New Campbellville with a 3-1 defeat. Cummins Lodge took over Lodge Secondary with a 2-0 win. And Dolphin Secondary blasted Plaisance 6-0 to earn their semi-final spot. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
Now switching our attention to cricket. India A wraps up series with a 4-1 win over West Indies A in Antigua. More in this report.
Having choose to bat first, West Indies A made an excellent start. Sunil Ambri's 52 balls from 61 gave them an early momentum before India A bowlers combined to effect a collapse from 77 for no loss to 103 for 6. Shafran Rutherford then made 65 off 70 balls, combined with the lower order to haul West Indies A to 236. Kyrie Pierre contributed an unbeaten 35 off 34 balls. India A, when it was their turn to bat, did so with ease with brisk 50s from the informed trio of Ranturaj Jaquab, Sobham Gill, and Sherez Irie. The trio led India A to an 8-wicket win over West Indies A in the 5th and final ODI in Antigua. The win completed a 4-1 series victory for the visitors. India A only needed 33 overs to get to their target of 237. Gill dominated a first wicket stand of 110, with Gitwa hitting 8 fours and 3 sixes in his 69 runs from 40 balls, before being dismissed by the off-spinner Harakim Cornwall. Gaikwad batted until India was only 15 short of their target and fell 1 short of 100 after hitting 11 fours and 3 sixes in his 89 balls innings. Irie, who put on 112 for the second wicket with Gaikwad, was unbeaten at the finish.
More cricket news. What is the present take on West Indies cricket and Jason Holder's captaincy? Given the recent under-par performance at the just concluded World Cup cricket legend and former West Indies fast bowler Andy Roberts feel the team lacked leadership on the world stage. Jaden Samuels tell us more.
Apart from a very few standout performances, the Caribbean side got walked over during the recently held World Cup, resulting in their unceremonious expulsion. West Indies cricket has had its troubles in recent years. However, this year's performance at the World Cup leaves one to wonder if they ever will improve. A very outspoken Andy Roberts, speaking on the Sportsmark Zone program, feels that one of the biggest issues the team faced during the tournament was a lack of organization and leadership. The regional team was tipped by a few pundits and fans to be capable of causing upsets for the more fancied teams at the tournament, but failed to even win simple games. Robert said, "I don't think too much of Jason Holder's captaincy. He speaks well, but in terms of tactics on the field, I think he's found wanting, and I don't think he has the backroom staff. They weren't experienced enough to help him, so you have to look at a number of reasons why we did not go further in the tournament," Robert told the Sportsmark radio program. An outspoken Roberts continued to lash out at the side in maroon, saying they had no plans because you have to have a plan A, B, and C, but their only plan was to bowl short, and it showed throughout the entire tournament that they felt they could win based on the amount of, and I can't say fast bowlers, the amount of people they had with long run-ups and no head, he added. Putting this aside, the West Indies is currently preparing for the India Tour of the Caribbean, which begins on August 3. Can they salvage anything from an unforgettable World Cup? We'll have to wait and see. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
Thank you, Jaden. And that's all we have for this edition of the HGP Sportscast. But do remember, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. I do bid you farewell until next time. Over to you, Javon.